Welcome, good morning, good evening to another weekly music stream. Just finishing everything up right now. Sending out a few messages. And then it's ready to start. As you can see outside, right now on the screen, quite gloomy weather here, which actually matches the in-game weather pretty well. But that's fine. Sometimes we actually needed a bit more water here. Okay, just one more post over here. And then... Okay. I think that should be it. Let's see if that works too. That worked, but of course I forgot to turn that one off. There we go. Here we are. Welcome. Good morning. Again, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is you're watching this. It is time for another FFXIV music stream. My weekly music stream where I go over all the amazing creators out there that make cover tracks for Final Fantasy XIV throughout the week. As you can tell either by my voice or by my how I'm speaking right now, I'm feeling quite a bit under the weather, which fits quite well with the weather outside and the weather in game right now. Feeling a bit sick since yesterday. It's not too bad, but yeah, definitely won't be a long stream today. Gonna have to take it a bit easier today, for once. But nonetheless, I want to honor the people that created another amazing week of music covers. They deserve to be showcased. Now, speaking of showcase, let's get over to the news. And now I can actually have this screen on. There are some official FFXIV news. I always start with them whenever there are FFXIV music news out there. And this week we actually did get some music news. For the upcoming fan festival, there will be the two live concerts, the piano concert usually on the first day and then a proms concert on the second day. It wasn't sure until last week, but now it's confirmed. you can actually get tickets for a live streaming event. So if you want to watch the performance live from your home, if you cannot be there in person, either be it because you lost the lottery for the tickets, or like me, I can't just go over to the US and for the event. So I can now watch the 2 concerts live from my home. The site is now up over on the Lodestone, or the link to the site to stream pass over on the Lodestone, so you can just go here. You can see when all the dates, when the concert is happening. So for me, the concert will be from 2 AM to 8 AM. Actually, that's probably the whole day. Oh, that's the archive, sorry. Concert begin for me personally, that's set. No, that's not my time. It's down here. Okay, yeah. My time is currently 4 AM would be the time for me for the concert. But anyway, you can then check the archive afterwards. So there will also be an archive where you can watch the streams afterwards. If, for example, like for me, 4 AM, I cannot really watch a concert at 4 AM. But yeah. I mean, I could. It's weekend. Anyway, you can get all the details here on this website. The links are on the Lodestone. Then not actually official news, or semi-official news. For my Hunt website, I continued adding credits to tracks, so all of the original soundtracks are now, as good to my knowledge as possible, credited. Yeah, that one anyway. So whichever you pick, let's go to the last one, Dawn Trail. You'll see catalog numbers, barcode numbers, and all the credits, or as many of the credits as possible that I could fit into the list. And some additional information down below for this specific release. I will continue with the rest of the albums, but that will take a while. Although, for example, the mini albums, most of them already have the credit information because they are linked to the other releases. So most is done now, just a tiny bit more to add for the Primals releases and the orchestral releases that need some additional information. Then everything should be fully credited. Even the Pulse ones are... I still need some more information as well, but at least whoever remixed them is now also available. And last but not least, although that's already a look out for next week, there will be another letter from the producer live. We found out it will be next Friday. Sadly, it's around 2 PM. I mean, it sounds perfect, 2 PM for me. However, at 2 PM I'm at work, and therefore I won't be able to react to it on stream when it's live. And avoiding spoilers is incredibly difficult, therefore I hope I can avoid spoilers, but I might just watch the stream at work somehow. I don't know yet, but I won't be live reacting when it's out. Maybe I can again do it once I'm back home and try to really avoid any and all spoilers, but my phone will be ringing the whole afternoon. I'm already quite sure of it. So yeah, that will happen next week. Just a heads up. Maybe I can stream it, maybe not. I will see. And that's it for this week's news. And now, let's do the thing I not always do, but I did recently during these streams, and that's continuing my quest to get all the achievements. And I'm still working on maps. I already have one treasure map open on the top right, you can see it. It should be over here if I'm not mistaken, yeah, right here. So let's start with that, while I also get the first track ready. And explain slightly how this usually goes. So I will play the game in the background, just grinding on, continuing with my achievement hunting. One day I will have all the achievements, but yeah, takes a while. And on screen you can see a video from a amazing cover track that has been released quite a while ago actually, but I will get to that later. How I'm searching for tracks, there are a couple of queries that I frequent throughout the week. Also check all the subscriptions that I have to see whether there are new tracks to add to a very large spreadsheet already. And then at the end of the week I simply go through them one by one and showcase them here. However, the search over on YouTube and on various other platforms, they are getting more and more horrible. All of the results that they push to you are simply based on popularity, simply based on which gets the best clicks, and no longer really a chronological order of what's actually being released. And also searching is, or the results are always very skewed towards the better words or the better channels and not really everything that it finds. So it's very difficult to find new people, very difficult to find new channels, and oftentimes I miss channels and they won't appear until very, very much later when they have more followers. So if you know about the track, if you know about an artist, if you know anything that I missed throughout all these 64, now 65th episodes, then please let me know in the comments, please let me know in the chat. Maybe it's really just the case that the algorithms thought I don't want to see it, even though I want to. But that's enough of the rant for today. Just please let me know and I will add them to my list. And I'm gonna turn in-game music completely off as not to disturb the great performance that we have loaded up here. Now this week there were quite a few uploads, but a lot of them from the same person. And my only small rule that I have is I will only showcase one track per channel. So I can spread, if a person uploads multiple tracks in 1 week, then they will be spread out throughout the next few weeks of episodes. That's also the case again this week. It was the case last weekend, the week before, so there are a few overlaps here. But in total, there weren't really too many different channels uploading stuff this week. So I pulled some older tracks in as well, and we will start in chronological order backwards. So from the oldest one in my list that I still didn't get the chance to showcase, which is also great, but I can now do that part. If there aren't really too many new tracks, I can showcase old ones. And that's where I start now. This one here, Windswept Echoes, by the amazing Mikena Ryuryu, was already uploaded a year ago, or actually probably more than a year, yeah, September. I never managed to showcase it. Today is the day I can do that. It's a Bart performance, which there will be quite a few today, a bit more than usual. which is totally fine. I like bar performances. So here we go, the first track for today. Mikena Ryuryu, Windswept Echoes, the theme of Urukupacha. Let's go. It's a play-along. Hearing the llama in the background. Very dreamy track. I really do like the theme of Urukupacha and the great performance. That flute really fits incredibly well into this piece. Ooh, nice harmonies here as we approach the outro of the track. Or as we are in the outro already. Very well done. The llama. Really gorgeous track. Thank you very much for this. Beautiful performance. And by the way, if you wanted to know who created this track, Windswept Echoes, I mean, who originally made the track, can now go my website, Windswept Echoes, and there you'll see composer Saya Yasaki. So that one is actually not from Silken. It's from a different composer, which was the first time. They always say it was the first time that they did it. I think it was the first time that they did it so extensively in Dawntrail to add one composer per zone, more or less. And the main zone themes actually came from different people throughout the game. Or throughout this, every zone had a different person assigned and created the themes for each of the zones. Which is really nice, really well done. Great idea. Sadly, no portal, and also my Chocobo disappeared. There he's back. So let's open another map and start the next track. Cover of Athena, the Tireless one. Actually, do have to... No, it's a different place. I do have to really make a statistic which track has been covered the most currently on my website, and I think Athena is up there. And there are so many covers already of this track. Athena, the Tireless one, or Be My Honey, and Give It All. Those are the three tracks that have been covered the most. I will need to make a statistics really, which one is currently on the top. It might be Athena. Anyway, this one was covered by Seraph, Dunsinane. Sorry for any mispronunciations of names. I'm trying my best. Again, a year ago, I'm still going through the older ones. And yeah, enough talk. Let's go. Ooh. I think it's an arrangement we have heard before, just with this time a different vocal. Interesting. Really loud mix of the music, although it could just be my hearing, which isn't the best anymore, sadly, thanks to too much drumming. Please protect your ears. Really nice effect on the voice here. Oh, now very bright in the voice. Quite a nice contrast. And the haunting screaming in the background, or not screaming, singing. Very interesting harmonies in the main voice. Sounds quite eerie, as Athena's character is in the game as well. That eerie presence of her looming over us throughout Pandemonium. The interlude. I just love this glide there in the melody or in the music. Oh, again, this light dissonance that's in there on purpose. I love it. Really well done. It's not actually dissonance, it's more it's just an eerie combination of keys or of notes. Ooh. Sorry for that, didn't think there would be that much blinking in there. Still no portal, so let's open the next map. And we can go right again to the next track. A bass cover of Suzaku's theme, Sunrise, performed by Hoshi. Let's go. And also it's back to Shaloni again for me. Ooh. Nice. Love the melody and great groove. I must say, I'm just vibing to the music. So many great tracks already. Nice. Nice flourish. Ah, too bad, only one pass through the track. A gorgeous one. Thank you truly for this great bass cover that I finally managed to showcase to you. Next on the list, we are slowly approaching this year, still not quite, almost there. November last year. A track I've never managed to feature here as well, because back then they uploaded quite a few at once and it just stretched out for over this whole period of time. It's the PSYCHOPATHS, and this time a blues cover of Imaginations. Let's go. Yeah, that's bluesy. That's bluesy indeed. Very interesting raising of the melody, as always in PSYCHOPATHS tracks. Yet interesting in the selection of which octave to go through or to use, or how to pronounce the to articulate the volume, the dynamics. Which always sounds quite unconventional. But I like it. It's different, which is nice. Now it's just grooving. Even more grooving. That was a very nice phrasing there of the descent, the melodic descent, and also the intensity that came down with it. Very well done. Again, such an unusual phrasing of this part. To pull it back so much. Let the main melody shine, because the other one was just the side melody, basically. That's the main melody. Although it's now a solo, but still. A lot of thought went into this one. And suddenly it's over. A lot of thought went into this track, or into this arrangement. Very well done. Thank you, truly. And also, as you can see, managed to get into the first treasure map dungeon for today. Hopefully there will be more. We will see. Next, another channel that has uploaded a lot of tracks in the recent months. So I'm still going through all the uploads. Sodaorat, and today I chose the track Bliss. Here as a piano cover, a track from A realm reborn. Let's go. That. Is it also pizzicato play on piano? I'm the piano player. But it is that, those short burst notes. Which have this playful nature to them. Cheeky and playful. And playing on thirds on the right hand and in 4 on the left, or in 2 on left. Very well done. Quite technical, this track. Nope, that was a bit early. It's okay. Now building it up again with the dynamics and some longer notes. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on one hand, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now it's both the same. Oh boy. Mandragoras. I'm not sure I'll be able to beat them in time. Let's try. Gorgeous arrangement of Bliss. Yeah, I thought let's give the Mandragoras a try, but I'm not sure I'll be able to defeat 1 through 6 in time until they despawn, because of how much they move around. And also I was in a really bad rotation. Right now. Plus, yeah, only managed to get 2. 2, 3. Plus my connection isn't really the most kind for this task. Maybe if I were to play on Europe server, on European servers, it would actually work better. Because whenever I walk behind a moving enemy, I'm unable to hit them. They will always be out of range, at least for the game. Anyway, next track. Again, this one has been uploaded 1 month ago, so we are still not fully current, but almost current. Back then they uploaded a few tracks right at the same time, and I'm still showcasing 1 per week, so that takes a while. It's recordings that were made during the Oceania or the Materia in Concert over on the Oceanic Data Center. Really amazing thing that has been going on over there all these years since the opening of the data center. I applaud everyone who has the strength to arrange something so big, such a big event in game. Always amazing. As is the music that comes out of it. And today I have for you the track "And Love You Shall Find" as a vocal arrangement. And I want to quickly credit the people that worked on it, so let me finish up these enemies. There we go. Just the last one here. So that I can properly credit the people in this track. There we go. We have arrangement is Toasted Bun, who is also the channel that uploaded the track. On the harp we have Anna Lea plays harp, or Anna and Lea plays harp. On the cello Arden Helston, on the piano Toasted Bun. Mixing was Kegir Viha, who has done a great mixing throughout the whole event. On soprano soloist Chan Mori Samori, and tenor soloist are Just Juice, who is also just an amazing guy in general. Crusader Dara Gune and Annie Boldenbarsch. Again, sorry for any mispronunciations of names. Enough talk. And love you shall find. This melody is just so, again, eerie and beautiful. And some self-made text. Because that track actually doesn't have text. It is, yeah. Yeah, beautiful harp play. Great to pull it back here in this interlude section. Ah, and the loved cello. That light vibrato there was just beautifully placed. And the harp almost sounds like a guitar? Or is it a guitar? Not quite sure if there was a guitar in there or if it just was the harp that sounded like guitar. Now, a cannon. Almost. Again. Not gonna bother with the Mandragoras. Beautifully done. This haunting, eerie track. Really a special place still in the game. And not everybody has been to yet, because it's an optional thing to do. Which also I quite miss. That the trial series became more or less, or did disappear, that all the trials were now added into the main scenario. I really liked this additional story that they could add into the game to give more lore to certain people or certain characters, to give more lore to a certain place. Or to something that happened in the past or in the future, in the present. And again, quite some nice rewards here. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful done. Thank you very much. Now this next one is a new entry. A new channel that has shown up in my search results this week. Although this track, so let's subscribe to them right away so I won't miss any new things. Although this track was uploaded actually, it says 7 days, but actually 8 days ago, or even 9 days ago. It didn't show up until this morning. Ah, I can continue, nice. It didn't show up until this. No, actually, until yesterday, not this morning. This morning comes later. But again, the results over on the searches are really skewed towards just bigger channels. So these new channels here, which have now not 1 but 2 subscribers, thanks to me, they always. It's very difficult to find new things. Even if you really want to have new stuff in there, it's really difficult to find. So please, if you know something, let me know and I will add it. And so this track here, or this channel is new. I should have checked before what it actually says here, but I didn't. That's on me. Let me quickly translate what the actual name there is. A housewife with bedhead in sweatpants at the piano. Recital. Okay. I mean, it fits. I have briefly listened into that one, and therefore, because I know that there is some sort of interference noise on the recording. I will now activate some noise reduction. I hope it works. I haven't tested it beforehand, so I hope it won't change the sound too much of the recording. Again, after the stream, I will link to all the tracks that I've played in the description box over on YouTube. Obviously, I'll also link them over on my Hunt website. You will find all the tracks over there as well for you to listen to yourself without my commentary over it. So you can then listen to this one without the filter that I just activated. I hope it works slightly to get rid of that buzzing sound. And yeah, enough talk. The first track that I will feature for them, they have uploaded a few tracks. First one is Spoken Without End on the piano. Let's go. Great switch into this different section, different rhythmic section of the track. Not easy to get it right from the get-go. It is played live, so nowhere to hide. Ooh, nicely done with the blowing down. Gorgeous dynamics and tempo management. Ooh. Lovely harmonies. And back into the main melody. Beautiful transition there. Ooh, nice. Lovely ending tone there. Very well done. And you can look forward to more tracks by them, as they have uploaded a few, so more will follow in the coming weeks. And I will listen to this one back on the VOD later to hear if you also heard the buzzing or not, if it worked with the filter. Now let's see. Why are they so spread out, these enemies? Anyway, next track. The name that I am always struggling to say, although I first should probably turn the filter off again, but it's quite difficult to do with all these enemies here. So let's quickly get rid of the enemies, like so, and turn the filter off so they won't disturb the next performance. Oh, great. Gambling. Cloth of Legend. They are quite valuable still. So I'll do one, but let's start the next track. It's the Nautilus Knoweth. Again, probably said that one wrong again. The Nautilus Knoweth, the old Charlian Knight theme, performed here as a piano arrangement by the TPR channel. Let's go. You cannot see it, it's a 1. There we go, it's a 1. So I'm sure the next one will be a 1 as well, right? No, it's an 8. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Ooh. Beautiful piano play. And there's something more in there too, right? There are some other instruments as well in there, in the background, to fill out space. And we get to the final stage. Nice. Oh, nice. Now bongo. As a percussionist, I love some bongos. Those subtle notes in the background, filling out the space, still slowly building up the track, adding more and more new elements. What a gorgeous arrangement. Oh, would you look at that? I'm even getting an Oolong. Truly amazing arrangement of the Nautilus Knoweth Let's see if I can actually do this fight with this additional enemy in here. Not that easy. But I managed to do it. Nice. There we go. Okay. Really fun time. Next on this, by the way, with that track, we now reached the new tracks for this week. And next one, channel I have featured quite a few times before and always love to feature because of their amazing arrangements that they create in the performance mode of Final Fantasy XIV. It's Happy Tunes Shiva, and this week they did do a cover of the Wholeminster Switch track to Fire and Sword. Just had to quickly do the mechanics here. So let's now go right into it. To Fire and Sword by Happy Tunes Shiva. Which also fits slightly better for fighting an enemy. Love the guitar slides to announce the next part of the next section of the track. Now the melody they borrowed from Lakelands for this track. I mean, it is the original arrangement. That's not... You know what I mean. The melody from Lakeland. I do wonder, by the way, what happened to Wholeminster Switch after we were there. Would be nice if we could go and visit it afterwards now. Very nice bass. Very nice ending to pull back on the drums there.
If you loved that tune, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Catch us live on Twitch or join our Discord for all the fun. Until next time, stay happy with happy tunes.
Well, let's play it out this time. The outro, because they deserve the attention. It's always amazing what Happy Tunes Shiva creates. Even more because it's everything that Lalafell make deserve more. More time on screen. Maybe I'm slightly biased, but still. And I'm almost done here with this enemy in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Duty complete. Nice. I have 2 more tracks to go through. And will I get my final gemstone? No, I didn't, but I got a rose garnet. Oh, that's for these weapons. Okay. Which are no longer really worth too much, I guess. But still. Nice. Lots of gil. Not that I need much more, but still. Now the next track that I have here is slightly different, as in it's not actually a cover of a Final Fantasy 14 track as such. It is a reimagination of an existing place's music. But I thought let's still give it a listen, because a lot of work went into it. It's the Sylphlands theme, a new idea for how the theme could sound like if it were remade this after 13-14 years of the game, how it could sound nowadays. Yeah, I got a new mount, by the way. If you saw me on social media, I managed to get the Landerwaffe mount. Very nice big dragon. So here we go, the Sylphland theme idea by RIN. I've not listened to this one yet, so it's new to me as well. Sylphs, as all the other tribal areas, have their own theme already. But they're now allied societies, so therefore it would be okay to get new themes now for them that sound a bit more friendly. Love the guitar. And the bell rings to give a nod to the previous theme. Very large ambient influence in this one. Just existing in the background. Very nice idea. I do enjoy it. Thank you for the gorgeous music. RIN. Thank you. Now, one more track in bad way. As you can see, I entered another dungeon. This one, however, was a map that would definitely spawn the dungeon. It was a 100% chance to get into one more, into the Excitatron 6000, which I also still haven't done enough clears yet. Let's see if we get one here. So last but not least, I have a new cover by, and obviously I now put my glass right in front of the channel name. I also have my spreadsheet, Ariq and Aria of the Qalli, as well as, it doesn't say it in the name there, this is Dooting, who helped with the performance. Another, as I just said, performance in Final Fantasy XIV, a Bard performance cover of Sinister. I've uploaded, I think, 5 new covers last night. So I'm glad I checked again this morning if there were any new tracks to add. And suddenly I noticed, oh yeah, there are a few in there, in my list, in my subscription list. I can't speak. And I want to add them right away, so here we have the first one. The other ones will be spread out throughout the next few weeks. As it is completely new, I haven't listened to it yet myself, so it will be a first for me as well. So here we go. Sinister as a Bard performance. Ooh, that was loud. Yeah, as I've already been told, the cymbals are always very loud in the Bard performance. Good that it's based on the right side only. And we didn't get any really far in this one, it's okay. Fun fact, by the way, I met the channel owner in-game by chance. We did do M12 actually. heavyweight M4. And they noticed that they knew my name. Sometimes the game is interesting how you suddenly meet, or who you suddenly meet. Nice build up. Very well done. Thank you very, very much for Sinister. And I said there will be more in the coming weeks. And as you can tell, or could tell probably already by me going back to Gridania and not opening another map, I would say that's it for today with the stream. It's a short one, I know, but I can feel something isn't quite right. I'm getting shivers even though I'm starting to sweat, so maybe I have a small fever. I will see. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. There were again some great tracks this week. After stream I will link them all in the description below on the YouTube VOD, and you can also find them very soon over on my Final Fantasy XIV Hunt page. What else to say? Again, there will be the live letter next week. Maybe I'll be able to do a stream about it, maybe not, we will see. I'm quite intrigued what 7.5 will hold for us. There are a lot of speculations going on, and maybe 7.5 will, or maybe the stream will give us a direction where the next expansion could be headed towards. I personally don't have any idea where it might be. My leading theory got thrown out of the window with, spoilers, Halmarut now appearing on the moon. It doesn't make sense anymore, my theory that I had, so therefore I don't know where we will go. I'm looking forward to it very, very much. Also, if you are following me on social media, you maybe have noticed that I started another playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. However, in Japanese completely. For those that don't know, I've been trying to learn Japanese for a very, very long time. Or not trying to, I'm learning for a very, very long time. But I gotten to a point where it did slowly stagnate in how much I managed to learn, or new things I managed to learn. So I needed to find another way to learn Japanese. And then I remembered, first time I started learning, truly learning English, or when I started learning English, I should say it this way, there was a similar point in time. After a few years in school, the methods the teacher used just didn't work with me, or didn't work for me. And I needed to find a different way to learn English. And what I did was simply playing video games in English. Back then, I started playing Final Fantasy XI, which just came out, and at the beginning it was only available in English. And therefore, the only way to really play Final Fantasy XI was in English and write with other people in English. There is no voice chat in there either, so that was the only way to me to communicate, and it forced me to use English. And I thought, hey, it worked back then. English is now more or less a second nature to me. I can easily listen to any video, any movie, anything, podcast in English. I do understand most. I think 95% of it, and the rest will be easily understandable with context. And I thought, hey, let's try the same thing with Japanese. So I started a playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV in Japanese. I thought about streaming it, but I don't really want to stream a Japanese game with speaking English. I would rather do a Japanese game and also speak Japanese. But my skills in speaking ain't there yet. Also, I wouldn't really be able to read the chat if there were people in the chats writing in Japanese. So I will refrain from streaming it for now. Once I feel like my skills have improved enough to at least give some small insights, then I will maybe even stream the Japanese playthrough. Who knows, it might be when Heavensward starts, it might be later, it might be soon. Nah, probably not sooner. I don't think it will happen before Heavensward. It might be Stormblood when I actually start streaming. If I decide to actually do a streaming of this playthrough. But yeah, it did help already. I feel like my mind is slowly grasping it, although A Realm Reborn didn't really have too many voiced cutscenes in there. The later it goes, the more voiced cutscenes will appear. And also, my reading abilities for the quests or for all the NPC dialogue is not yet that good either. So I can read a few words, a few kanji in there. I can read hiragana, katakana, that's not a problem at all, but only a handful of kanji, and therefore most of the text is illegible for me still, but I'm working on it, and that's one way to do so. So look forward to that. Maybe there will be more of that content in the future as well. And now enough talk. I really have to check my temperature and get some more rest, I guess. Thank you for tuning in to this shorter stream. Hopefully next week I can do a longer one again as well. Have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful end of the week, and wonderful start into the new week. And until we meet again next week. Yeah, goodbye everyone. There it is. And last but not least, thank you truly to all the people now on screen, all the supporters over on Ko-fi, and all the subscribers over on Patreon. Lindley Ashleen, Tortellini, Laurie Wood, Maginat, Kazistelk, and Risen Syndic, thank you very much for your continuous support throughout the years. It really means the world to me. Have a wonderful Sunday. Goodbye.